you could be feeling really mellow, you could be feeling really chilled out, and you want to take things much slower. You want to do this whole thing to some slow music, take your time over it. You know, sexual wellness is so important, but so often that's the one aspect that totally gets missed out on. So today I'm going to be answering some questions on pleasure and sexual wellness, and I hope that you find these really useful. I just started dating this guy, and the sex is great and pretty adventurous. He likes me going down on him, and I enjoy it a lot as well. But I want to make sure that not using a condom is fine. Like, you obviously can't get pregnant like that, but is it bad for STDs? Unfortunately, yes, you can get STDs even from oral sex, and condoms are super important in any kind of sexual activity. Now, you know, a lot of people have this argument that if they wear a condom, then they won't actually feel the pleasure. So here's something for you to try out. Get yourself a condom, stretch it nice and tight over your finger, and then dip that finger with the condom into different things. So dip it into cold water, dip it into hot water, dip it into ketchup, put it into a bowl full of dal. You'll find that you can actually feel all the temperature, every single texture through that condom. So this whole idea that you won't feel the pleasure through the condom is an absolute myth. So please do not compromise on using a condom. And even more importantly, you have to remember that this is for your sexual well-being. So it is super important that you use that condom. Safe sex is good sex. In answer to your question, yes, you can get STDs, you can get sexually transmitted diseases through oral sex. So the thing to remember is enjoy the full pleasure of it, but stay healthy and safe at the same time. How long should I last in bed for my partner to enjoy it, and how do I increase my time? Oh my God, for the millionth time. This is not a formula. It's not an equation. You cannot say, how long should I last in bed for my partner to enjoy it? Everybody's pleasure quotient is different. There is literally no formula that says that if your partner is between this and this age and is of this gender and is during this season of the year, that you have to last X amount of minutes for them to have pleasure. And not only is pleasure really personal and individual, it actually changes from one day to the next. So one day you could be feeling in a really excitable, really passionate mood, and your pleasure, your excitement, your orgasm will come from going much faster. On another day, you could be feeling really mellow, you could be feeling really chilled out, and you want to take things much slower. You want to do this whole thing to some slow music, take your time over it. And also the orgasm at the end of it is going to feel really, really different. So there is no such thing as how long do I need to last. Another thing that we've said very often is that pleasure does not only ever come from penetration. There are many other things that you can do to bring your partner to pleasure and to bring yourself to pleasure. So try a million different things. Try everything else that you can think of. This is not a tick in the box. This is about an experience that you have with your partner. And also, if it happens that you actually come to orgasm before your partner, that's not such a bad thing. You know, it happens often enough. Finish it off for your partner in a different way, because chances are that your partner is going to enjoy a few other things as well. So don't just limit yourself to this one thing. It's not all about penetration. It's not all about how long you can last. Just go ahead and experiment with different things. Sex should be joyous. It's not about writing an exam paper. It's not about putting pressure on yourself. It's about being with each other and enjoying each other. Should I wax myself down there for nicer sex? I've never done it before, and to be honest, I'm quite scared of the pain. You know, any kind of grooming that you're actually afraid of or nervous of is not going to lead to better sex under any circumstances. So stop right there. If you're afraid of waxing yourself down there, don't do it. And quite honestly, if that's what your partner is expecting of you, that this is the only thing that's actually going to give them pleasure, if you are totally hairless down there, then you need to start thinking again about your partner, because maybe they're just not the right ones for you. If your entire worth is based on you being hairless in your pubic area, then you really need to rethink who you're with and why you're with them. And it's totally understandable when people are nervous of having themselves waxed down there, because not only is it seriously painful, but the skin down there is so sensitive that it can actually cause breakouts, it can cause lesions in the skin, it can cause bleeding over there, it can cause a serious amount of discomfort, and truly it is not worth it half the time. And also you have to remember that waxing yourself down there, it's not something that lasts as long as it does in other parts of the body. So you could be waxed over there today and you would be very, very clear for the next 5 days. The moment the hair starts to come through, it's so painful and so itchy and so uncomfortable that it's just not worth it if you don't want to do it. If you're okay with it, that's great. If you are not okay with it, do not push yourself to try and wax yourself down there just because some magazine, some advertisement, some article out there said that that's the right way to be. That's not what your worth depends on. Now, generally, it's a good idea to keep yourself clean down there, which means that you keep yourself washed. Trim the hair, because if the hair is really long, it can make it uncomfortable and it can make you very sweaty down there, which can then lead to further problems. So trim your hair and then just go and have fun. Go and enjoy yourself. Be proud of your vulva. Don't let anybody tell you that you shouldn't look like that over there. You should look like the way you want to look like. If you found this video useful, do remember to check out my previous videos on sexual wellness.